Hey guys, what's up? Jeremy coming at you. This is a video response to Atari Leaf's collecting pickups and goals for 2015. First and foremost, I do want to reflect back on 2014. It's been a tremendous year. I think one of the best years in my personal collecting. Was able to get some very unique things, and we're just going to give you a quick glance at some of those things that I picked out that I thought were part of making 2014 a success. As we start off, though, I do want to mention that going into this year, I didn't really have any goals per se of things I wanted to pick up. These are just things that I happen to get along the way. All right. One of the things I want to start off and kick off the day with is the Laserdisc. As many of you guys know, I guess part of one of Thrift Dweller's models of keeping physical media alive, I was able to get something, and I didn't report it before, and that includes this here to my left, your right. It's the Star Wars Trilogy Definitive Collection Laserdisc set. It has the original trilogy, a nice collector's book, Creative Impulse by George Lucas, highlights everything from Star Wars to Young Indiana Jones and even Howard the Duck in that book. Those are in mint, and if you're a Star Wars purist and you have the ability and you do have a Laserdisc player, I definitely recommend picking this up. This is the highest definition of the original trilogy to my understanding that you can get. It's in fantastic condition. Alright, so that was just one thing. Along the way, I was able to get a number of things from my friend Jay in Japan, so thanks so much, Jay. Hope you're doing well. And just wanted to highlight some of those things. Includes the Final Fantasy boxed WonderSwan, as you can see there, and to your left, my right, is the Virtual Boy with the number of games not shown. In addition to that, I was able to get the white Sega Saturn complete with a Macross game. And speaking of Macross, or in US, in North America, we call it Robotech. Long story, but I was able to get some amazing items, alright? And in no particular order. I think you guys know the story, how I was able to connect with the people from US Renditions and Rebecca Forstadt and the Masick family, who were all part of kicking off anime in the US and Robotech, which pretty much launched it in the 80s. Have a Laserdisc, as you can see there, Robotech, and that's signed by Rebecca Forstadt. Thanks so much. Have the original soundtrack to Macross, and that's signed. That came from Japan. Probably the highlight of this is the from US Renditions, the Robotech battleground music, or BGM, background music, battleground music. Same thing, pretty much, in this vinyl album. And that's signed. This is a unique piece of history right here. That's one of the highlights on the vinyl front, and definitely one of the highlights of the Robotech. In addition, a unique chase figure by Min-May, sorry, by Min-May, of Min-May, and that's signed again. And to my left, right here, you see a boxed Min-May figure, a matchbox Robotech figure that was actually that belonged to Carl Masick, that kickstarted Robotech. All right, and as you guys are knowing this right now, probably as Atari Leaf is watching this, as you guys know, I'm into collecting a lot of things, not just video games. Although, you know, just like any kid growing up, I loved a lot of things. All right, on the continue on, I guess, in the video game laser disc front, not the highlight video game, but was something I was able to get. Obviously, is Earthbound for SNES and stuff. So I was able to get this on trade, this particular one, and I got the case from Game MD to protect this one. And I'll just put this here to the side. One game, and with the help of a friend Red Hat, I was able to get the long box of Time Gal for the Sega CD. Alright, that kind of does lead into one of the things I'll talk about, my goals for 2015. Now, this wasn't a goal for 2014 by any means, but it was something that down the road, if I was able to get this, that would be just fantastic. And I'm pleased to note that, list that I was able to get the Japanese Hill Crane Transformers the movie. It's mint. It's mint. It's a beautiful piece. It's a highlight piece of my collection of Laserdiscs, and obviously growing up in the 80s, Transformers movie was fantastic. Alright, not the marquee piece, because I think you can cover it off, but definitely number 2 in my Laserdisc collection was The Matrix. That's a sealed copy. It's fantastic. It's hard to find the Matrix on its own loose. Loose as in you can play it right away, but to find it sealed is even much more rare. Alright, and to top off both my Laserdisc and my video game collection, I think something that everyone can appreciate was that I think this was probably the individual highlight find. I could be wrong, but on the video game front, it was definitely the highlight find, was the Laserdisc copy and game of Dragon's Lair. Alright, just some other notable mentions were the pickup. I had the Pioneer CLD A100, a number of Mega LD games. I think it's great to find those. Also from my friend Jay in Japan, I was able to get the Neo Geo CD, and a few other games that come to mind were Evo, a couple others. A ton of Robotech stuff, first issue signed, a lot of things that were personally owned by the Masick family, which I now have. Some things I was able to share with some relatives already, like my cousin Kathleen. And a lot of things I was able to kickstart my Sun Riders collection. So again, 2014 was a very productive year. Moving forward in 2015, I don't know. I don't know if I want to really list particular goals. If I happen to stumble upon something, great. If not, it's not the end of the world. I think it would be very cool to find either the Road Avenger or the Time Gal in the Laserdisc version, if it was possible. I very much doubt I'll find it like on the street, especially where I live, because Laserdiscs here are they're I think they're bigger in the U.S. Definitely bigger in Japan, but bigger in the U.S. So normally I would find most of my Laserdiscs in the U.S. Collecting goal 2015. It would be very cool to find a unique game in the wild. I don't know what that game is. I don't want to say what it was, but if I could find some, we'll just say, extremely unique game out in the wild, that would be fantastic. Secondly, I think if it was possible to get some type of video game history from maybe my local community, something that in my community, all the kids or all the adults now could identify with, that we were a part of, or something to do growing up, that would be great. I don't know what that is yet. I'll have to give it more thought, and I think it'd be cool. I don't know. Go on the hunt maybe once, at least once, with Atari Leaf or Rescue. Just, you know, if I saw something, I don't know if we'd fight over it or whatever, but just to go on the hunt, and then I don't know. I'd love to see down the road. I don't know. I think Jeremy Atari Leaf would appreciate, you know, maybe playing something like this. I'd have to take it apart very carefully, as in the system, but you know, try out the Pioneer CLD 100 just to try out what it's like to play a Laserdisc game by using your remote, and then try out the Laser Active to use Sega CD or the Sega Genesis. So down the road, Jeremy Atari Leaf, I'll keep you posted, and that's about it. Final goal is, along the way, if I can keep picking up stuff for my son, that would be great. I was joking with my wife that I would want to somehow get like Amazing Spider-Man #1, the comic for him, but that would, unless I found it really out in the wild, that would be not impossible, but it would take some work. Alright, so that's it. Thanks so much. That was my video response to Atari Leaf, and those are my collecting goals for 2015 and highlights from 2014. Hope you guys are all well, and have a great year.